Welcome to the Unofficial Controller Podcast, your weekly gaming podcast, episode number 305, I think, RGT, which is a heady number if ever there was one. I've given away my co-host there, with me, George, and this week joined by RGT. State of play to my... Look at the state of him.
Oh,
Just
wow.
look at him.
Wow, thank you.
My good God. How's it going?
Well, up till then, very well, yeah. Not too bad.
That was at me. That was my ever infamous self-depreciating humour.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
You were state of play. I was state of a man. I mean, welcome to the Unofficial Controller Podcast, your weekly gaming podcast, RGT. Sit down. Here we are. What have you been up to this gaming week? In fact, let's dress it up through the mantra that we use on the show. What have you been playing?
A little bit more FF7 Rebirth, not too much. I'm not going to go on about that. That's going to be ticking away in the background, being such a massive game. I think I'm up to chapter 4 now. Huge game, but still absolutely loving that. I just want to have a good run on it where I can have a few hours. I haven't been able to have that, but even so, still really enjoying it. It's going to be my game for the next few months, I think. So I won't go into that too much, but yeah, still really enjoying it. I was watching Game Riot on YouTube. I sometimes watch some of his gameplay videos. I was thinking of you the other day, actually. He always gets the early codes and plays them. He was playing Park Ranger Simulator. And I watched that and thought of you. Actually, looked quite good. It looked quite good. I think you'd enjoy that, going around fixing the signs and rescuing people who had gone missing on their hikes. And yeah, it looked really good. I'll send you a link to that video, but that looked quite good. Anyway, he was playing a game called Stunt Paradise 2, which is a bit of a car version of Trials Fusion sort of thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought, that looked quite a bit of fun. I wonder if they had a first entry to it, which they did on PSN, which was like, or PS Store, which was like, that's like £3, I think, $5, something like that. And I thought, I'll have a go on that. That would be quite good fun to play. Ended up platinum in about 40 minutes. It was good fun, but it was an easy platinum. So I chucked it on our Medal of Honor list because they're trying to get 250 platinums in a year. So there's a group. So I thought, well, I'll add that onto that. So I played that for a little. Well, that's quite good. Good little game. Not very long, but good fun. Just that sort of balance in the car and learning the routines like you do on Trials Fusion. And finally, I finally started playing Art of Rally.
It's nice, isn't it? What are you playing it on, though?
PS5.
Oh, yeah, that would be the place to play. I've got it on Switch, and obviously you can't feather the throttle, so it's hard.
Oh yeah, this has got adaptive triggers on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is good, and the brakes, and that's really good. Yeah, because I've had it on my Switch wish list for God knows how long.
Don't get it on there, mate.
No, and it keeps coming.
It's damn near undrivable.
And whenever it comes onto sale, it's still like £14, £15. I think, and I don't know if I want to spend that on it. I think it's come down to about 10 or 11. So
I picked it up for about 11, and it's beautiful, and it runs great on the Switch. But my God, the controls they just make you want to bloody give up with it.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. This is almost a sort of cell shaded simulator game. You have to learn how to drive the car properly.
It is,
but it's on. If you've got Premium or Essentials, I think it's on there, so you can download it for free on there.
To be fair, you can play it on Switch, but it's instead of just gently feathering it in, there's a lot of like bip, 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 that you have to be doing with your finger, and it makes it a lot more difficult to drive.
Yeah. This was really good controls with the DualSense, and I got about halfway through the first rally, and I thought I might try and get a few of the trophies on this. And then I went to the free roam, and I've been collecting all the items on the islands.
It's quite cool, isn't it? I think the package is quite nice.
It is a very good package. It's very good for driving fans as well as rally fans. The graphics are really nice. The car control is done by people who love rally, obviously. I keep driving around in my Mark 1 Escort, and
Little Mexico. It looks good though, doesn't it?
It's not just like a drift RC car. You've got to let off, and you've got to use the handbrake. You've got to power it. And I couldn't do the handbrake to start with, and I think, what's the handbrake not? You have to hold that You have to hold it like a real handbrake. You pull it on and hold it till you get the angle, then throttle out. Very clever. But yeah, I've done 2 of the islands, collecting all the collectibles, the tapes, the rally
I think Finch might have
letters.
brought that up many years ago.
Yes, I think he did. Yeah, on
And
the
I think I
Xbox.
waited till I had the Switch and thought this would be great on here. Fortunately, no, it's not. But it could be. I wonder if you use maybe like the Wii controller or whatever, or the the
Pro
Wii
controller.
not the because the Pro controller doesn't have the Switch Pro controller doesn't have adjustable trigger featherable triggers either.
No, I'm just looking at my Switch 2 one. No, they're just on off, aren't they? So
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was the one thing that kind of put me off buying the Switch 2 Pro controller. It's a great controller, don't get me wrong, but it's not doing, bar turning my Switch 2 on, it's not really doing anything that I want it to do extra.
that's a shame as well, because the Switch 2 Pro controller as a piece of kit, and the analog sticks are so smooth.
Yeah.
It could have been, if they had them triggers on that. Oof, that
Would have unlocked quite a few games actually that do struggle on the system. The driving games, Snow Runner, without being boring, Farming Simulator, Snow Runners, because it's slower, you get away with it, but you still have to kind of blip the throttle to get the control that you'd have from normally just holding it at 25%. So
Yeah, I can imagine that being tricky, but yeah, really enjoying it. I'm going to have that sort of burbling away in the background, I think, and see how we go with trophies. One of the trophies is scaring me a little bit, which is enter 1,000 rallies. I'm like, I think
that might be a slow burn.
Yeah, I did look on PS trophies, and they did say there's no way you're going to do it. The only way you can do it is by keep starting a rally and then just like writing your car off, and you have to keep redoing it. I thought, well, that's not really fun, is it? But we'll see. We'll see how I get on. I might collect a few of the trophies. If I get close and that's the last one, maybe I'll do it, and that'll be another trophy towards our trophy goal as a community over on our Discord. But I think that's pretty much what I've been playing. What about you then, George? Is currently
a plethora of things.
Really?
I want to start out with the one I was playing last night, which is Need for Speed: The Run. No reason on earth someone should be turning that on at that time of
No,
night.
that was in my hand the other night as well. I was thinking of Need for Speed after we spoke on Flashback Show about Need for Speed Underground 2, and I was thinking, I've got all these plethora of Need for
community
Speed games.
correction on the music from Bada Bingster, by the way.
Yes. Yeah, wrong game, weren't we?
Yeah, you led me astray, didn't you? You didn't put me right, but,
I know it'd be my fault.
Always.
But yeah, I nearly put the run on the other night again, thinking, did I like this or not? I can't remember if I liked this game or not.
Let me give you a modern day debrief on it, RGT, if I may. So I loaded it up. Doesn't seem to really do much of an install. It had a little bit of an update to do, 258 megs. Took a while because it's PlayStation 3, of course, but got into the game. Wouldn't launch because it's trying to do the auto data thing. So I had to go into the PS3 menu, turn off internet, go back, reload it, got into the game. I was thinking this better be worth it, because I'll tell you now, I'm making some sacrifices to get this working. Anyway, it starts, bit of a nonsense 2000s movie to sit through. It just doesn't look too bad. I think it hailed at the start. It was using the Frostbite engine or some drivel. But the game, it's kind of fun. There's different sort of race sections basically on these mini circuits that are kind of made up of different parts from each different section that they represent, I would say. Might be a little bit unfair, but I've raced under waterfalls, past geysers so far, through a desert. It's great. Some missions, some sections you have to make up 10 places. So it's basically a rolling start rip from one end to the other, which is kind of exciting, I suppose. In other times, you have like a more head-to-head, like a boss battle, which I just did on the way into Vegas. Had to beat these two female friends who threw me the big eyes in a petrol station and caught the foot on me, I would say. But yeah, it's all right. I kept thinking I wasn't having a good time, then just proceeding on and on and on and on and on and on and on with the game. I don't know if I'll go back to it, but it was certainly some form of enjoyment. I do owe Carlos, I think you and I talked off air, so I got a bit confused. Carlos wanted the lowdown on the Avatar game. Just to say that is an interesting title. Feels very multiplayer in its origin. I never played it back in the day, only recently. But you do seem to be wandering around looking for characters that feel like icons that you'd be looking for in a multiplayer game. I can't confirm if that's true. I do know as you play as the human marine, it's very boggy, very slow. But then as you play as the Navi, you're running around. So they've obviously done that on purpose. The jungles don't look quite as you'd want them to. I'm sure in 2008 they looked quite impressive, but they don't look like that now. But, you know, for £1, I'm sure there's some fun to be had in it. And that's really all I've got to say on the matter, Carlos. That it makes no sense from a storytelling point of view, because 1 minute you've betrayed the humans, gone to live with the Navi, and then you're getting out your tube and doing maintenance jobs back at the main camp. So I would say that did strike me as being a little bit odd.
Yeah, I think the story is a bit broken in it, and that don't sort of match up as to what route you take.
Well, I literally gunned a gunship down, then I'm still in the tank back at base, technically. So it's like, just pulled the plug on this dude. But no, you just get out of it and walk around like everything's normal. The other game I've been playing quite a lot, Tiger Woods PGA 12 on the PS3. George, why this? What
game?
George, why this? Well, it's got the move in it, and I was going to start playing around the golf in the living room, if I'm honest with you. Had to charge the Move controller, so just started playing it with the controller. Obviously, I started getting some 04 nostalgia rush through me, and I thought, oh, I know, I'll double down on make a character. So I went in to make the character, and it said, oh, you can use your PlayStation eye camera. I thought, oh, well, I've got it anyway for the Move.
No.
I'll do this. It's late at night, so I just sort of gash in the pictures. Side, front, drop these little markers. Quite intuitive, really.
Did it look like you? Or?
Well, the first attempt I made, because it was a little, it wasn't very well lit. So I think the game assumed I was a gentleman of the Asian persuasion. And obviously completely changed my whole skin colouring and everything. So I thought, okay, I'll rock with this for a while. But it made me look quite ill in the first, shot across the house. I have to admit, it was, this character that had been created for me that sort of rocked under my name as well, George. He looked like he was on death's door. So then I had another attempt. Got my wife. This is what you do when you're a grown man. You get your wife to come in and hold her phone flash so you can get a decent picture for your 13-year-old
You
golf.
wanted this round of golf, didn't you?
14-year-old golf game. Second attempt. Actually quite impressed with the tech from 2012. I don't think I'm ready to share my... I don't think I'm ready to share online my golf alter ego just yet, although
we need that on a t-shirt with UCP Golf, George Golf 2012.
I wish I'd taken a picture of the OG person, because that would have been there would have been last for days at my expense on that one, I tell you. If I find it, because it does let you save game faces, and I don't know whether I created a new one or added one, you may see a return of this chap. But yeah, do you know what? All in all, though, as a golf game, I had a great time. I think that graphically, it's great. I think that the menus that are presented really nice with the Masters sheen and the almost super HD photos that kind of float in the background. With my sort of camera thing that I've got, where it kind of puts the colours of the main part of the TV either side of it, like a Philips Hue or whatever. It's like a really nice experience. Surround sound was really on point with the water at places and the wind and the birds. I'd thoroughly recommend it. I'm sure.
Did you play it with the Move as well?
I haven't gone back to it with the Move yet, because I'm waiting for it only charges when the PS3 is on, if you think about it.
Yeah.
So I've been sporadically.
If I remember rightly, I do remember playing that with the Move, and I think it is pretty decent.
I've played it with the Move before. Me and Rachel played it, and we had a good time. It felt... I've got quite low ceilings here, so I've got a feeling that the rubber ball on the Move controller might see its
Left a mark on the ceiling.
Oh, it's off. It's clean off. That rubber ball. I mean, I've used it with VR1 and it's been mashed up in the ceiling millions of times. I guess they built it like that on purpose. But yeah, it is a bit of a surprise. But I wouldn't want to sort of... You know me, mate. I'll get carried away, won't I? I'll go full swing at it. Some of the games I've been playing with, just to touch upon quickly, started giving Watch Dogs on PS4 a go, the original. It's okay.
Oof.
Kind of a lot going on the surface, but actually underneath it, I don't think barely anything, sadly.
That's what I mean. Whenever you play a Watch Dogs game, it's typical Ubisoft, but also you realise how much work goes into games like GTA 4 or pretty much any other open world game, because you see how thin that sort of... It's more quantity rather than quality with those games.
Yeah, I see it more as set dressing in a theatre, whereas Rockstar or someone like that would try and create a more realistic tableau around you. The guy gets up at a certain time, he nails in nails, you can watch him do it, they build something along the way, you watch it progress. Ubisoft games, the world stays pretty much as it is. The guy's pretty much gutting a fish from morning till night, 24/7, barely sleeps, if at all. It's one of those games. He's perpetually carrying this never-emptying bucket of a pile of coal from one place to another, and nothing changes. It's kind of like you're at a museum and you've got these interactive figures, but if you stop for a minute and turn around, they've all stopped working. That's how it feels.
I think how I explained it when I tried to play
Westworld.
Watch Dogs Legion. I explained it to Mrs. RGT by saying it's such a full world that is so empty. It's a really, really full world with people and cars and everything, but there's no soul to the game. It's a rinse and repeat formula.
No, there were some standout moments in the tutorial, where you're kind of crawling around a baseball back area of a baseball game, which obviously appealed to me. Pulling the lights as well, doing the full pull of the lights, and then sneaking out in the dark was kind of special when all the lights went out in the field and you kind of walk out the front door. It's like, yeah, this is pretty cool. But it's all smoke and mirrors, if I'm honest with you. I might revisit it because, it was a fun game to play as a couple. There's a bit of a story there and it's quite enjoyable from that point of view. But from a gameplay point of view, it was all, like I say, it feels... Because when I first turned it on, I was like, oh, my God, is this going to be too much for me? So I'm an older gamer now, a bit too... I know my place. Is there too much going to be going on? And we're driving down the road, trying to hack a traffic camera, trying to do this. In their defence, they've made that very easy, but at the same token, take some of the mystery of it away. I'm walking down the street just robbing everyone that will let me. Like, beep, 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 walk to an ATM, draw up 1,500 quid. Once again, another example of a game that's got a broken economy, because what do I spend this massive fortune on? Nothing.
Exactly.
Maybe a T-shirt or something for him.
Yeah.
But more than that, I'm probably going to need gold points or Ubisoft points to get the T-shirt. And no. That's probably been a bit egregious because I don't think that's actually in there, but you kind of feel the direction of travel a little bit. Other than that, there is one game that I have been playing that I would probably like to talk about. I'll give a hint now, but then we'll talk about it a bit later. Been playing a little bit of a stealth drop God of War game, RGT.
Have you really?
I have. And if I was to say anything about that right now, would be that possibly in single-handedly the most impressive implementation of a CRT filter I have ever seen in a game.
I've got a bit to say. I haven't played it. I've only seen the trailer, but I thought that was stunning, and it reminds me of a very, very early gaming generation for me. So that we'll get onto that when we talk about it in the...
OG reached out today, which I've got some stuff when we talk about the news, the state of play, which is what you're here for, by the way. If you've listened this far, it's because the title made you go, "I want to know about state of play." Well done on your patience levels. You've obviously your medication's kicked in, and you're conquering the old tisms. If you've got this far and you've put up with everything that I've said about a 13-year-old golf game at best, and God knows how old, a game that Moses used to play, Need for Speed to Run. Big fan of that game, he was. Got me thinking, I did say to OG, as he's now known, OG, quite difficult for me to say nowadays. I got talking to OG and said, I would love in the veil of Need for Speed Run, but actually a little bit more seamless than the constant loading of the different sections of the road that you drive down, a Smokey and the Bandit game.
Ooh. Oh,
Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. And hey,
if you could play multiplayer,
I'm freestyling it now. Single player or multiplayer, one of you can play as Smokey, one of you can play one of you can play as Bandit, one of you can play as a truck driver, or asymmetrical. Another person can also play as Buford T. Justice, the cop, and maybe there's like a detection window on the truck, or maybe like police stops, and you've got to tear in a Smokey, tear around, cause up a load of fuss, like beep, 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 beep. They're all like, what's going on? They're all like, get after him, in that comedy Keystone Cops where you tear off down a backtrack, do a jump over a bridge, cutscene, they're all piling in it, poof, you land straight back on the road. Your mate's there in the truck like, beep, 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 poof, down the road like, yeah. And oh, mate, and then, oh, don't get me, oh, it could be good. Thing is, I haven't designed a game on air for a while. And because nothing ever good comes of it, RGT, but something good did come of PlayStation State of Play this Thursday. I think the consensus, the general consensus on the internet, is that this has gone down very well. Lots of people are very happy with what they've seen. Well. I definitely came away feeling like, wow. And there was a few times during it that I thought, bloody hell. It's still got more to show. This is unbelievable.
It was a long one. I got to the end and thought, maybe the best one I've seen of theirs.
That's hard to know. Obviously, we've had console launch state of plays and bits and bobs, but
I always go on most
of them. In recent time,
I think most of them I've ever watched, I've always gone, that's decent. I'd really like that. Not that, not that, not that. This one was 90%. I'd play that. I like the look of that. That's good. The odd one, I'd just say wasn't for me. But other than that, most of that stuff I'd play. And I was just like, wow, this is a lineup. They've really... I know they'd planned this state of play, but it was almost like this shadow dropped this load and went, right, there you go. You've been watching games. Look at this lot coming in 2026. But, yeah, I thought that was excellent. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. Come and control yourself. I don't even know what you're laughing at.
Just an image of you shadow dropping a load is what set me off. It triggered me, if I'm honest with you.
If you're dropping a load, it's got to be a shadow drop.
I know.
That's just how I roll.
That explains. Now, you thought I was going to go this way, but I'm actually going this way. That explains the phantom logger that we have in the UCP toilet.
Mm-hmm.
It's you, isn't it?
Yep.
We think you're out all day, but actually you've snuck back and shadow dropped a load and gone. You've left what I would call a level 5 demonic food ghost.
For me, because I'm from Suffolk, we're like skunks and we like to mark a territory. So
that's how you see it, is it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, anywho, state of play.
Let's kick straight in, because I don't want to be called, a play tease. I absolutely don't. So God of War Sons of Sparta is the long-rumoured 2D game, which is out right now on PS5, I think for $24.99 GBP, probably the same in dollars, maybe a bit less, maybe a bit more. I don't know it. time of press. And then there was a deluxe edition for $32.99, a GBP, I believe, RGT, which I purchased. I had some money kicking around in a wallet, so it only set me back about £19, 19
No-brainer.
bucks. So I thought, yes, I'll do it. I don't know as a digital deluxe version really holds any value whatsoever. But, you know, when I've got money in a wallet, I'm probably going to blow it on something irresponsible, which I did. But let's get that out the way, because RGT, baby. I like this. I've not played it for long. Don't get me wrong. Show to prep for, downloaded it earlier, got on it. But to me, easy to control. You are dropped straight into what you could call a soft boss battle, much like the old school ones. Plays nice, handles well. It's got that really nice kind of 16-bit feel to it. I feel like it's a 16-bit, 32-bit hybrid kind of PS1 thing going on.
Like I was saying earlier on, and this is Mad Cat done this, isn't it? Mad Cat Studios.
It is.
This reminds me of 16-bit Amiga. The pixels aren't as harsh. Amiga always had smoother pixels.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
As soon as I saw that, I thought, this looks like an Amiga game. And I thought, just how it smoothed off, and I watched the trailer and thought, this looks fantastic.
When you bang on that pixel filter, it does square them up a bit, which I think helps. That moves it more towards almost like a Sega experience. I do like, though, RGT. I really do appreciate the fact that they're telling like a retro prequel story and have gone down the route of a retro prequel type way of showing that medium, i.e. a 32-bit game. You know, this came out on PS2. If it had come out sooner, like, what would that look like? It'd probably be 2D. What would it be on? Might be on PS1, 16-bit sort of stuff. All right, okay. And what I like is you do, as you say, it's got that softer edge, but as much as I'm a fan of like Streets of Rage 4, that does look like clipped out bits of paper sometimes floating on the front of the background. It doesn't have that solid tied to it all feel. A little bit like a game we will talk about shortly, the Castlevania game. Backgrounds are sumptuous, character art is sumptuous, but the way the character art sits within the world doesn't always tick the boxes for me. It doesn't look rooted in it. Whereas this is 1000% rooted in it. It looks like the character's drawn with the same pen that the level is. Yeah,
exactly.
It plays that way as well. Obviously, the classic opening of the chests, the combos. There's still a lot to learn, and obviously you are not Kratos of the later games. You are just a young Spartan trainee even at this point. So, yeah, what's your thoughts on it, good sir?
Took me by surprise, but I thought, like I say, as soon as I saw that Amiga look, I have that fondness for Amiga. So as soon as I saw that, I thought, this looks fantastic. And I could just imagine putting the disc in my machine and loading this game up. It almost had that Shadow of the Beast sort of aesthetic to it, that smoother pixels. And I thought, I really like this.
It's hard to pin it to a style, which I admire. I think you're right. It does have shades of Amiga to it. ST was a bit rawer as me. Amiga always had that kind of finesse to it. I think it does have that look. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, and so straight away I thought, I didn't realise it was actually coming out straight away either. I must have missed that bit, or when they shadow dropped it, I didn't realise. But I was like,
they actually say it in the thing. It's like coming 2026, and it's poof, out now.
Oh, I didn't see that bit. But then I saw a couple of YouTubers I follow pop up on my phone. Oh, I love this game. Just played, Sons of Sparta. Absolutely fantastic. I thought, oh God, it's out already.
Oh yeah,
I probably dropped it, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to have to purchase this because it looks very, very good, and Mad Cat do have quite a good reputation for these sort of style of games, so very, very interesting. And I know it's the sort of in thing at the moment with like Prince of Persia and that to do these ones, but if done right, they can be great games, and this does look like a great game. So,
definitely early tentative touches so far. I've enjoyed this. I will report back further. I'm quite excited, to be honest.
Yeah.
While we're here and we've got Kratos quite firmly in our mouths, like two Greek ladies at his leisure. It was also kind of out of nowhere, although both of these projects have been circling the internet, if you go on such a place. God of War Trilogy remake announced as well. I thought that a little bit cheeky. I kind of thought we might see something, but we just got told that, yeah, we're making it. So
Yes, the voice of Kratos sort of introduced it, didn't he? And that was it.
yeah, he
I hoping to
was
see a bit,
dining out on being back on the scene, wasn't he?
Oh, he loved it, didn't he? TC is back.
Wow.
Yeah, I know a lot of people get a bit annoyed with all these remakes at the moment, but I think certain games or trilogies deserve remakes. I think God of War is one of them, and I think on the PS5 would be a great place to have that collection in, with that game in your collection with them 3 games on. I think it'll be brilliant and great way to play. And for people who have played God of War 2016, was it 2018? And they haven't played the earlier games.
Look,
great place to play them.
I wonder what they're thinking, though. Are they thinking remake in the style of the latest ones, or are they just thinking to redo the graphics?
It's going to be a
with more
gloss
modern
over
graphics. I hope so. I think that original play is.
I don't think that would work. They're more sort of hack and slash.
Remake.
True.
Interesting wording.
Yeah, right. Well, I suppose you're right. Rather than remaster, but I think you've got to keep them in the same style.
I would
Upgrade the
hope so.
graphics.
I would hope so. And especially some of those long pans. Like, I don't know how that would work if you were over the shoulder camera, as an example.
yeah,
because that was what made the game special. I think that scale.
Yeah.
Not much more to talk about there.
No.
Next game I want to talk about took me by surprise, I'll be honest with you. Kenna Scars of Cosmora.
Second one.
So yeah, it's a bigger, better, more bombastic sequel to the early PS5 game. That's out this year as well. I mean, that was one thing that blew me away. You don't have to go very far in the year, and most of these games or add-ons are going to be on your hard drive, RGT. So I felt a bit slapped around with a wet fish, if I'm honest with you. I didn't know which way to look. It was just boom, PlayStation logo, poof, PlayStation logo, poof, PlayStation logo, poof, PlayStation logo. And everyone was like, coming soon, coming next week, coming in a month, coming in 2 months, coming in 3 months.
I think 90% are out this year, aren't they?
And what the hell? And Kenna Scars of Cosmora, as soon as the camera panned out and we started to see her clothing, I was like, wow, it's Kenna. I can't believe we've come back here really like this. Good to see an older character. It was interesting to see her in a different place. World evolved slightly, graphics improved. Obviously, the PlayStation team's super source squeezing out there. It's interesting to see.
Yeah, I think. I thought the other game was okay. I thought it was more of a showcase of sort of graphics for the PS5 in the early days, but it was an okay game. I know a lot of people have been playing it recently and really enjoyed it. I didn't expect to see a second one, if I'm honest. But I sort of made notes and said, yep, graphics look fantastic. Much more.
It always similar... did, though, didn't it?
It did, yeah. Much more of a similar gameplay style, I think, but that's not a bad thing because it did play really well. And I've put a more mature Kenna with her being a bit older in a different place. It seems to took a bit more of a more mature theme on, but. Yeah, definitely. I
thought that. It felt like a younger edged Horizon.
Yes, that's a great comparison.
Two things. You know, I said OG had some news. Mm-hmm. I don't know what's going on here. He says he's been talking to the devs of Sons of Sparta, the 2D game.
Has he?
I don't know. But he says that that team, Bad Kitty, they went in to Sony Santa Monica. Sorry, forgive me. And they literally watched some of the animations be performed on the newer games, then scuttled off back to their litter tray, as I'm now calling it, and they managed to recreate those animations in 2D as a way of tying in some synergy to the main game.
Wow, that's impressive.
Cheers, OG. So I'm looking forward to seeing that develop as I get further into it.
Definitely.
On the subject... Not on the subject of Kenna, but on the subject of Horizon, as I brought up, just very briefly. I'm glad they decided to drop that turkey a couple of days prior to the state of play and not include it in here. And one of the games that I thought felt a bit shoehorned in, that four loop thing, almost felt like the placeholder for that game. And the release that we did get for that online Horizon game felt like it had been cut right out the middle of the state of play RGT, if I may add. So nice to see that they've got their finger on the pulse and they ditched that turd. I also got a request to do a survey from Sony, and I told them quite what I thought about the announcement of the Horizon.
Maybe it was you then. What have you done?
I'm not standing for it. I'm glad they dumped that there, because if we'd wasted 10 to 15 minutes on that in this state of play, I think this would have been a very different story.
Yeah, it'd have been seen as filler. So,
and I think this could have been seen in this whole show could have had a very negative light cast on it. Yeah, I think so. So back to Kenner. Any much more to tell me about that?
No, I just think it's interesting. I think if you were an early adopter of the PS5, day one, then you more likely have played the first Kenner, because there wasn't a lot of games about at the time. So a lot of us picked it up, and it was an enjoyable little game. And I think I thought it was basic in some ways. Like I say, it was more of a sort of a test bed for the PS5, but I think now they've learned a lot more. They'll integrate a lot more gameplay styles in. So I definitely think it's worth one picking up for the system.
Agreed.
Quite exciting. I love the lighting they done. They done it in the first game. That's almost a really sort of high-res version of what they have in Breath of the Wild. Like when you go to a shrine, you get that lovely blue light. They always seem to have them sort of neon lights really well done. The lighting's always really good in these games. So yeah, looking forward to this. So
well, we also got an update from the PlayStation team on some games that are dropping on to the PlayStation Plus tiers. I'm just going to rip through these. I'm not going to waste too much time on them, but I think they're notable if you're on the service, or if you're not and thinking of getting on it. There's some reasons to maybe grab it, or a trial anyway. PS Plus Extra February 2026. These are going to be inserted in the lineup from Tuesday 17th. You get Marvel Spider-Man 2, which, to be fair, I think you can play through the whole series on the PS Plus system now. So go knock yourself out or get fat and happy on that. Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. That hasn't been received so well, but you don't know what. Something to have a go on. Never. Season A Letter to the Future. Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin. Venba. Echoes of the End Enhanced Edition. You also play your cards right, you're going to get Rugby 25. And also a PS2 remaster of Disney. Well, not a remaster, but certainly re-engineered to work on the system. Disney's Pixar's Wall-E. There's a game you never thought you ever wanted to play.
They've remastered Wall-E.
Not remastered it, but they've got the PS2 version working for the classics lineup. There's a long list of games you'd think they should get working. That not being one of them, I would say.
No, surprised me.
You got to cater to all ages. You got to cater to all demographics.
And also, we had a couple of classics on there as well, didn't we? We had we got Tekken Dark Resurrection. I think it was. Is it Resurrection?
The PSP game.
Yeah, and we've got Time Crisis, the original PS1 game, with gyro controls with your.
I was going to do that
sense.
second, because when that first came up, we'll do it now. When that first came up, first of all, I was like, oh, wow, but how the hell are we going to play it, Sony?
Yeah,
As I say that, pop, comes up. Oh, you're going to use your dual sense. I was like, oh, they've thought of everything. This could be awesome. If you're holding the dual sense in the right hand like a gun, pulling R2 as a trigger and pressing X to duck down, dude.
So is that how it works like that? I thought you'd be holding the controller like you would gyros on the Switch. So you're facing, you're holding your controller facing the screen and moving.
Well, why can't they hold it one-handed so you feel more like a badass?
So I didn't know if the sensor comes out of the top, near the touchpad.
I'm still going to hold it straight.
Yeah, but in the sensor facing up.
I don't want to play it like
I might be wrong. If you can do it by holding it as a gun, that'd be fantastic.
Hold it like you normally would a controller, but just one-handed. In your right hand. That's what I'm saying. And then you're going
to make a holster.
I've got a holster. I got it from Mad Cats. It's got You put a magnet on the back of your controller, and then it attaches. It's a thing, and you put it on, and you can spin it like a fidget spinner, then grab it off. Boom,
Wow.
spin. If that's not been invented, I would suggest we get a patent on that immediately.
Yeah, don't message us and say, where can I get this Mad Catz controller from? He's completely made that up.
It's too good to be true. Something else that seems too good to be true, RGT, I think I'm going to go here next. Metal Gear Solid 4 has finally crept off the PlayStation 3. I'm a little bit personally upset about that because I'm a big fan of the PS3, and I have to say Metal Gear Solid 4 might be my favourite. It's the one I've certainly played and enjoyed the most. It's the one that I've find the most resonance with. I quite like the kind of... It does give me Death Stranding vibes for. It does. And I like
even the trailers does make me think of Death Stranding, even though it's years previous, but it's that style of Kojima that it was very, very obvious in 4, I think.
It's a great game. I'm looking forward to seeing and hearing more people talk about it and play it, because it's obviously, for a lot of people, been the one that they never played, as an example.
I haven't
they skipped
played
it.
I've got it on the PS3, but I haven't played it. But watching the trailer for this remaster, I was like,
mate, if you want your PS3 to sing, I think you need to put that in. I think you need to play
sing
that.
or die.
No, it'll sing. It loves it. You know, it's a great game. I don't think technically it pushes it that hard.
Still looks good, though. Still holds up.
But it still looks good. It still holds up. Some of the fun things you can do in the war zones in that game with the active camo is really quite cool. So there's lots of fun to be had there. I enjoyed the plane sections as well, which is like your sort of base, I would argue. There's a lot to enjoy. Obviously, in that you also get the PSP Peace Walker game, which is also absolutely fantastic. It has been off the shackles of the PSP and been on a few packages through the years, and have been previous Metal Gear Solid collections. Obviously 4 was excluded, but Peace Walker made it onto at least one of those. Great. I did see it flash up that you also get Ghost of Babel as well, which I think from memory was a Game Boy Color game I had. It's top-down MGS, back to the OG style. Message me in if I've got that wrong, because it probably transpired it was originally on the, I don't know, the JVC Super Eye or some drivel. But yeah, I think I played it on Game Boy Color, but again, correct me if I'm wrong. Have you got anything to say about that, RGT, or have I pretty much covered that
Again, pretty much the same as God of War Trilogy remake. I think if you've got the Metal Gear Master Collection Volume 1, you're obviously going to get the Volume 2, and it's a great little collection to have all on your current system, rather than having to have, like you say, I know it's a bit annoying, Metal Gear Solid 4, you needed a PS3 to play that. Now you don't. So it does open it up to a bigger audience. So,
and if you're listening on other formats, most of this stuff, apart from the obvious things, are coming to everything. You know, Pragmata's even coming to Switch 2, for goodness sake. So,
yes,
you know, it was in the PS5 launch trailer, and it finally comes out and goes multi-format. I think it always was, but, you know, feels weird.
It does feel weird.
And they're giving it more airtime. Someone else who doesn't really need much airtime, Keanu Reeves, but decided he needs even more. We're getting a AAA John Wick game. It's been announced at PS5 RGT. What's the lowdown, hoedown on that?
They haven't said, it's just early doors as yet on this. They haven't said quite when it's coming out yet, but I thought from that early footage we saw, they've nailed Keanu Reeves' actions and the way he fights very well.
And did rumble up that some was like not real, but then I think we did get some technically game footage. It was hard to differentiate between the two, so I was left a little bit confused.
Yeah, I think there was eras where that sort of went from a cutscene to fighting, and you just thought, well, was the fighting a cutscene in the game, or was it them actually playing? But it was. I did make notes here. I put it's very gory and very brutal, just like the film. So
yeah, it was.
It was. Yeah, it was properly just like the movies. But I thought if this comes out and is good as what that trailer shows, it's probably going to be quite a successful game. People have been crying out for a John Wick game for God knows how long, so very interested, and it'd be exciting to see when we get more announcements on that and a bit more footage.
Another thing of note, RGT, is they could have smothered this with some Wolverine drivel and got equally as good headlines, but they saved that, which I thought was, again, quite a dynamic move.
I think being Insomniac as well is probably going to be its own sort of showcase in it. I think they're probably going to have their own one in a few months' time, I reckon.
Yeah, I think so. Castlevania's back.
Yes.
Castlevania Belmont's Curse is one of well, they didn't even hold back. They said they've got many Castlevania things to announce and release this year. So
that's the 40th anniversary, you know.
Yeah, sit down and clean your eyeballs. But Castlevania Belmont's Curse is a brand new traditional styled installment in the classic series being developed by Konami Evil Empire, who I do believe Dead Cells, The Rogue, Prince of Persia.
That's it, yeah.
And Motion Twin, who
you
also,
can tell that as well from as soon as I saw it, I thought that's Dead Cells.
and generally just the way the game character looked on screen. We talked about it earlier. Like, it has that style. It's not necessarily graphically my cup of tea, but it did seem to play like a bloody good version of Castlevania to me. So quite excited to see how that.
Well, and also we've had so many of these Castlevania spires, like the was it not Blood Omen, Blood Moons, I think there was, and there was like the Dead Cells, which is a bit more roguelike, but there's been so many inspired Castlevania because they haven't made a 2D one. Now they got one. So, I can't remember where
Well, they also said they've been in touch with many fans of the series all over the planet to try and find out how and why what this should look and feel like, and that's how they've managed to get.
Yeah, well, I think they approached. On. Yeah, they approached them on this. The guys from Evil Twin and said, "Look, we've sort of made a bit of this. Can we show you this? We want to make a Castlevania 2D game. Can we do it? Show them." And they were like, "Yep, away you go." So it seemed to work out well for both because obviously they didn't need to make it, and they had someone who's got a good reputation in making them style of games. So it worked out for everyone. So yeah, be interesting to see.
Next thing I want to talk about, RGT, Project Windless. Never have I wanted to play with a cock as much as I did in this moment. It looks absolutely awesome, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It was when I first saw the title come up, I was thinking, what is this? And then I was suddenly thinking, hang on, open world RPG. I thought, this sounds like a bit of me, this. Yeah, I'd never heard of it before either.
Well, it's a game apparently based on a Korean fantasy property called The Bird That Drinks Tears.
I see, it was a book, I think, wasn't it?
Apparently, in which animal-based tribes and clans war with one another. Got a little bit of a lowdown from developer Craft on Montreal Studios, if you'd like it. They say, we made an open world with as little hand-holding as possible. You're free to chart your own course. The world rarely forces you in a single direction, whether you're exploring on your own, delving into a hidden story, or preparing for a massive battle. We want your journey to feel personal, authentic, full of unexpected moments. RGT. So that was.
I put it for. I put it as sort of almost sort of an evil fantasy game, but I also put it's not a very high quality graphics, Hyrule Warriors. With all the enemies coming at you at once. It had that Dynasty Warriors, Hyrule Warriors sort of, or Dynasty Warriors, I should say, look to it. You know, with all the enemies.
It did,
but looked fantastic.
It almost felt like you had some sort of almost Dynasty Warriors sort of third-person control over it, and then you could jump down into the battle a little bit more Kessen style as and when you wanted to. I don't know if that's right. We'll find out more and let you know as we find out more. Silent Hill Townfall, next series entry to get excited about, out on PS5 again this year, RGT. What did you make of that one?
I put it looked like a sort of a British stroke English fishing village where it was set. It looked very.
Yeah, I got like almost French vibes. I wasn't sure, but it was definitely was a European feeling, which was an interesting take. When it first started, sorry, mate.
No,
Saint Amelia.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. When you first see this, there's a sheet on the sign, and you think it's going to be Silent Hill that blows up and a Saint Amelia, but it was almost like it reminded me of sort of a Groundhog Day sort of Deathloop game, where it almost seems like you're repeating. Where
It looked a bit like that, didn't it, with him saying,
yeah,
"I'm in the water again."
yes, yeah, and then you sort of had that little sort of late 80s TV where you were going around and sort of spotting the ghouls that the frequency was on the screen, and first
Yeah.
person as well. Very interesting premise, and I like it when studios don't just keep doing the same thing. If they bring a new game out, try something different.
Well, we've got a bit of grip here from the developer Screenburn. He made, I think, observation. They said Simon Ordelli's back to the island of St. Amelia to put things right, encountering a town lying quiet beneath a heavy fog, seemingly abandoned but not at rest. Venturing deeper and driven to understand his connection to the place and its inhabitants, Simon begins to discover fragments of past rising to the surface. When it first started and I saw that retro pocket TV on that counter and the way the way it looked, I thought this was going to be intergalactic.
Oh yeah, 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 definitely.
And there's something else that I expected to see today. Just something.
Well,
We
and
didn't.
also how good this was, this state of play, and we still got a lot of biggies missing. So
No. Plus
yeah,
all the stuff that's coming from, Microsoft this year as well. There's VR to come for Flight Sim still, and obviously a plethora of the games, Fable,
yeah.
Forza. There's lots to come. Up next, and this one I bounced off Returnal, I'll be honest with you, but this one seems to have inserted a little bit of an extra thing at the beginning of the loop that may make this a game that even I can enjoy.
Yes.
Very interested by Sauros. What's your thoughts?
I put it's got more what Returnal lacked, which is story. It seems to be a more story driven, but with the great
Yes.
controls and gameplay of Returnal. So it's literally they've put Returnal out, had a few years, thought, right, what can we add to this? The gameplay's gone down well, the controls have gone down well. What can we add? This had a bit more story. There seemed to be a bit of a hub world there. It's
Yeah.
still got that roguelike, but you've got a bit more of an easy to use skill map to keep getting yourself a bit better. Whereas I found Returnal was a bit obtuse as to what to do. So yeah, this really interests me now. When this first announced, whenever it was,
It looked just a retelling of Returnal, didn't it,
yeah.
at first?
But now they've give a bit more on this. I thought,
Well, I've got a bit for you here. Progress will take place in the passage, a hub area where you'll be able to interact with other characters and upgrade your capabilities using resources you collect during each run. So far, so familiar, right? Chief amongst these is the armor matrix, which adds permanent buffs to your arsenal through its branching. So you'll need to think carefully about which areas you want to improve. Do you want to withstand more damage, or do you want to extract more resources per run? Choice is yours. Another new feature is the Carcassonne modifier, which will enable you to stack tweaks to your game, some making the experience easier, others making it harder. The crux here is, though, you'll need to keep everything in balance, so you make it easier to reload your weapon, but remove your second chance ability entirely. It's up to you. I think they also mentioned that Carcassonne modifier will give the ability to fast travel to the biomes that you've already unlocked, so you can get straight back into the game. Got to admit, as an overall package, I think they've rounded off the hard edges and certainly made it more approachable, so that's definitely a big win. Up next, RGT, Sony's Sublime X-Men Token Fighting Souls game. All a bit lost on me, mate, but I'm sure you'll be able to explain what the hell this is all about.
no, I'm with you on this. It's not normally my sort of game. This, I thought I love the artwork and style in this, and I think there's quite a hardcore audience for these sort of style of fighting games, these one-on-ones, and this did look very good for what it is. I mean, it's completely lost on me, but I'm sure it's going to be popular within that sort of fighting community.
Agreed. Ghost of Yotei Legends launches for free on PS5. Now, this looks great. Obviously, they've done this before with Ghost of Tsushima. We got a revisit multiplayer section add-on later on for free. This is more of the same, coming this March. It's called the Yote 6 or Ghost of Yote Legends has now confirmed a release date. It arrives in under 1 month from now on the 10th of March, so we don't have long to wait. I think you can choose from 4 different characters. It's co-op mode up to 4 players. So, yeah, I'm kind of excited by that. I didn't really, I say I'm excited by it. By that, I mean I'm excited that they're doing something for free that's going to extend the legs of the game. These things they could charge for, I genuinely believe. To see them come for free, I think is well met.
And it's a very high quality product as well. It looks good.
Yeah, and considering it's not the main game is a solo experience, to launch this as a bolt-on.
Yeah, I think fantastic. I think, like you say, for free, for people who are, in my notes I put, for people who loved Ghosts of Yotai, this is a no-brainer. You now got more of it for free, and it looked really good. So, yeah, definitely something for them to sink the teeth into again.
Agreed. Must not be, wasn't lost on us, I guess, that we had the bit of a closer look at Marathon last night. I love the aesthetic, but I see really nothing there for me at the moment. There were hints that there might be some single player stuff in there, but I'll be honest with you, the next step along the road for them on the 26th of February is this aforementioned Server Slam, as they're calling it. Are you going to try that out, RGT, or not?
It's not my sort of game. The notes I made on it is, after Concord, it looks from this trailer they've tried to detach themselves from the Concord way of these multiplayer games and tried to go more down a sort of Helldivers route, which seems to be the popular choice for multiplayer games. Hopefully that works like that. I think it's like an extraction shooter, so we'll see how it plays out. Hopefully it'll be successful and not the Concord, 2-3 weeks and pulled. So fingers crossed for it. So hopefully there is room in the market for it.
Bungie are starting to look in a very tenuous position because their opinion decided all of the rest of PlayStation's multiplayer game push.
I can assure you they are riding a lot on Marathon, and I think if Marathon is a success, goodbye, Bungie.
Well, Marathon famous for its release on Mac, I believe, but Death Stranding 2 is going to slip and slide across to PC on the 19th of March. Wow. Ink's barely dried on that bad boy, and all of a sudden it's spreading its wings across the PC. We knew it was going to happen.
I didn't think it's early as
this quick. No, but time flies when you're having fun.
DualSense support as well, which is good with these PC ports.
Yeah, it was nice, and then like an ever allowed to increase sort of frame rate and sort of to some degree graphical fidelity as well, which it did look great. It did look great, but there you go. A game that I think's worth sort of chewing the fat on for a moment, RGT, is Control Resonant.
Yeah, the first Control. Now this is going to be probably not a very popular opinion, but it didn't do nothing for me. I know this game is very popular and people enjoyed it. I played the first few hours of it, and it just didn't grip with me. I found it surprising how well it reviewed.
I love the universe because I like Alan Wake.
Yeah.
But Control didn't really hit for me, and neither did Alan Wake 2. There's something not quite right there. Now, I know a lot of people, as you say, enjoy them. I'm glad that you and I are both like, I really appreciate Control for everything it looks and does, the way it plays. I like the story, but for some reason, I'm not really that interested in seeing it through. So I don't understand. It makes no sense to me, but it is how it is.
And watching this, they played like the first mission. I don't know if it's the first mission. They played a mission in there. So you could see what the game was about. And to me, it looks like Control crossed with Infamous.
Crossed with Gravity Rush.
Yeah, maybe Gravity Rush. It had that Infamous feel to me, from the jumping off the buildings to the fighting the enemies. I appreciate as well going somewhere different, trying something different as well with they tend to with their IPs. So it's going to, I think this would probably appeal to me more than the first Control. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that.
Well, you play as Jesse Foden's brother Dylan in this game, who's made it out the
Mm.
confines of the oldest house. The trouble is, so have the other anomalies being kept inside, including the hiss. Imbued with otherworldly powers, Dylan takes control of a strange melee weapon that can change form on the fly. We see it being used as a huge hammer, dual blades, and more in combat that looks more kinetic than in the previous game. Dylan also makes use of a gravity shifting power that lets him run on walls and progress through the distorted world. Keep your eyes peeled. Like I say, like all their games, it looks absolutely unbelievable.
What's that film about dreams that remind me of that? The way the buildings were all you could sort of run up and over. What was it with Leonardo DiCaprio? What was that called?
Oh,
Ooh. Questions on a postcard.
yeah, it'll come to me. But it also had feeling. It also gave me kind of Doctor Strange vibes.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Up next on the lucky bag, we dip in, we dip out. Resident Evil Requiem, only a couple of weeks away, so it was nice to see it in the trailer. More action-based gameplay, both in third and first person, featuring Leon Kennedy, which is great to see. And at the end, spoilers for a trailer if you want to turn away for a second, but Raccoon City Police Department making a return, looking all battle bruised and
haggard, and
yeah, that was
I
cool.
thought this looked fantastic. I thought
Yeah.
they still had that Resident Evil feel. You had Leon looking older with stubble and Brick looking a bit wary.
Yeah.
And then that bit at the end with the police department and the bits where they're saying, "Oh, you never thought you'd return." And I thought that even got me hyped, and remembering the old Resis 1, 2, and 3. I thought, yeah, they know what they're doing with this series, from the remakes to these new games. Looks brilliant. I mean, any fan of Resident Evil is going to be all over this. Oh, Inception, by the way, the movie.
Of course it was. Up next, a game developer, probably Monsters, announced a game called Crimson Moon, which didn't look half bad. Set against a gothic fantasy backdrop, clearly inspired by Souls. You play as Nephilim, a half-angel, charged with fighting back the hordes to protect the world. The official blurb describes replayable runs, so it's another roguelike raid. What did you think of that one, RGT?
I thought the art style was really good. I thought the combat looked good. I put it with the music, the heavy metal music in there. I put that was like a melee version of Doom.
I got that vibe. The detail in the graphics, because at the start of the thing, you kind of pan across like a little map in a room that's already very detailed and kind of come up on it. And it's like, my God, there's a lot going on here.
Yeah.
We've talked recently about not feeling like we've got that Unreal 5 trailer vibe. I think in some ways this game had some elements of that with the lighting in the background. I know some of the art's a bit pop arty in some ways, so we didn't get that vibe, and it had a almost cartoony-esque Fable style to it, which pulled back on the realism a little bit. But everything I saw, I think it was listed as running on Pro, looks super solid. Everything on screen was really well put together.
It looks like one of them games that every blow you do, you can feel the blows for the controller. Do you know what I mean? It's that real hard hitting sort of game.
Yeah.
And like I say, with that music and the guitars that seem to go in rhythm with you
seemed to
fighting.
have. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say it seemed to almost have like a really upscaled Hades 1 feel to it.
Yeah.
But 3D, you're in the world rather than seeing it. And it seemed to have that same sort of kinetic, sort of bash, bash, bash energy to it. I might be wrong, but, looking forward to seeing a little bit more about that. Got a little bit of talk about Big Walk. Probably should have wrapped this up with the PS Plus area, but it's coming to PS5 and PS
fun,
Plus.
isn't it?
Yeah, from the team behind the Untitled Goose Game. I think they're called House. So, yeah.
It really made me laugh. It's got that sort of RV there yet sort of feel where you work together to get across terrain and different stuff. And it made me laugh that the clip they shoot I looked through a pair of binoculars and there was a guy in the distance. He held a little sign up saying, I fell in a hole.
Yeah.
So I had to go back and help him. I thought, that's brilliant. I fell in a hole.
That's the sort of thing that appealed to me. There was a little bit of humour in it, and it looked like that all stems from your multiplayer antics that you're doing with your mates or people that you've randomly met online. So, yeah, I think the art style seemed very odd. It felt to me like this would have been a banging VR game. But hey, what do I know? I've thought that about a few games recently. That Cairn, which I'm looking forward to checking out. I thought, if that had been VR, that would have been really freaking brilliant.
Yeah.
But we can't have it all, can we? Dead or Alive? That announced as Dead or Alive 6 last round. I was all a bit confused by this announcement because I've got no idea what was going on. But I do believe that they're bringing out a free version or a free-to-play version that you can get your teeth into. It looked more of the same, if I'm honest with you.
Do you know what? I've made one note on this.
What was it, Jugs?
I've put make sure they've got jiggle physics.
It was then, wasn't it, basically?
Yeah, that was it. That's all I've put. If you know, you know.
Yeah, I have not enough beach volleyball in that game for my liking. Mina the Hollower. Now, this is a game that's totally lost on me. It's available right now, RGT. It's a tiny little download at 277 megabytes. Now, this looked like a classic NES game, if it's the one I'm
Game
thinking
Boy
of.
sort of colour, I think.
Yeah, I think so. It definitely didn't look like the sort of game that I would sit down and enjoy, but you good self likes these sort of games. What did you think of this?
Well, I thought it was quite interesting. It looked like almost sort of Zelda-like little RPG with a bit of combat in, screen to screen rather than scrolling. Looked quite interesting.
Yeah.
And I think with the sort of audience that is there for retro or modern retro games as it is now, I think it's quite deserved to be in this.
That burrowing mechanic looked like it could be a bit dangerous, so didn't it? I saw that happen and I was like, oh God, this isn't for me.
Yeah, very, very interesting. But looks a great little game, sort of along the aesthetics of I can't think of the game now. I bought on PS4, Axiom Verge, them sort of colour palettes, that NES style, but more of, like I say, a top-down RPG. Yeah, it looks interesting.
My son, not my real son, obviously, but my red-headed stepson, Ginge.
Mm-hmm.
He works so hard. He's like a Japanese salary man. Mm-hmm. He's up all day working. He works until he can't work anymore. Then he works out, and then he just basically games until he platinums and then falls asleep. But in the times when he's not doing that, he comes to my abode and he gets dressed in a romper suit like a baby, and he crawls up on my knee, and we play through a classic game together, one that brings us joy, Rayman. And I know that he knows that I know that he knows that I know that he's very excited about Rayman 30th anniversary. It's real, and by the time you hear this, you're already playing it.
And I put in my notes, it's great that there's 5 versions of Rayman to play on there, and then I put, great for the Rayman fans / Ginge on my notes. So
wow, so you thought of him and I did?
Yes, I did, yeah. I didn't think of him in a romper suit, but...
Well, you wouldn't. That's our private time. Why would you think of that?
Exactly, but I'm just declaring that, so...
Fine. Okay. Well, then you're safe. A game that I was surprised by how much I was hyped for it by the time the trailer had finished.
I know what you're going to say with this because I was the same as well. I didn't think this was interesting
Galaxy Race, Galactic Racer. Let me get the name right. The graphics looked phenomenal. It looked like we were watching an episode of Mando. Some of those backgrounds look so solid.
And also I find a lot of games don't get this right nowadays, and that is how good graphics are now to get the feel of speed correct. And I was sitting there going, oh, wow, this looks really quick. This looks brilliant. And with things shooting past you. And I thought as well there was a bit of story added in this.
That's what I wanted to say.
There's a bit of story here, I think. You're having a bit of a tear up with someone who's a competitor, and I thought, I'd maybe laugh how he's going. If these guys weren't holding me back, which they're nowhere near him. I think
that leans maybe into the character of it. I mean, I don't know exactly what era of the Star Wars universe is set in, because it did close out with some pod racer action, which I think is a bit of a curveball. I think that might be a bit of an extra level at the end or something.
Yeah.
But the main game seemed to be built around these super realistic Unreal environments. And by Unreal, I mean Unreal Engine 5 by the look of it, because the backgrounds, or the sort of set back graphics of these levels, the levels themselves look great. But the backgrounds look like the sort of backgrounds they use on those 3D wraparound parts of the Mando and Star Wars movies now, where they just film them in front of one of these Unreal 5 engineered backdrops.
Yeah, and the different planets as well, and different
mate, and that ending of the Tatooine thing level, pod racer level, where that little alien thing's like, and you can hear the dud, 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 dud of Sebulba. I was like, ooh. And if you look on the Star Wars Galactic Racer sort of artwork for the box, you can just see Sebulba in the background. So I don't exactly know what's going on there, because you also see like pod racers in the foreground of that. So I don't know whether it's going to be all of Galactic Racing through all the, but I'm hyped up. As soon as I saw...
Sorry, carry on.
As soon as I saw there was that story element there with your ship landing on the planet and you getting out and having that beef with dude, I was like, right, okay, this has gone from mildly curious to I'm all in, I'm buying this.
And the only thing they didn't show, which if there's upgrades to your pod, or you can buy newer pods or racers, whatever they're called, if you can buy newer vehicles as well as upgrade those vehicles, because he looked like he had different colour paint on his helmet at a time. So I think if you can upgrade yourself as well as the story, I am all in on this.
It looks quite forgiving as well, because in the trailer there's a section where he's on one of those swoop bikes going through what looks like Jakku from Force Awakens with all the crashed Star Destroyers, and he quite heavily clips a barrier, and it's kind of like, yeah, you're all good. I thought, yeah, that's quite cool. Yeah, it definitely looked like something out of the Solo movie. And if you know me, you know I love that movie. So, yeah, very excited.
I think if you're going to make a modern Star Wars racer, I think they might have nailed it with that. That could be something very interesting. You need a bit more depth rather than...
It's got the mud of a modern Star Wars feel as well. It's got that... It felt wet, and that's a bit weird to say. Legacy of Kain Defiance Remastered brings a beloved PS2 adventure to PS5 very, very, very soon. RGT, no doubt this will probably come out on Evercade where you'll buy it, mate. Yeah, I know your kind.
So we roll. It had an unreleased sequel with it as well, didn't it?
It did, yeah. So I think they got halfway through the sequel to Legacy of Kain Defiance, and then obviously tapped out for many different reasons. But yeah, they've sort of woke that up from the vault, and they've chucked it on there for us. So,
and I think also what's quite nice is when they do these sort of remasters of PS2 games, you still know as PS2, but it looks very nice as well. So they shined that aesthetic up, and I think they've done from that trailer that looked great. I think that's a nice way of playing PS2. I think. So.
One thing to take away: right stick camera control. So that is a game saver. Yes, because we're still in the R2, L2 button camera control. Something here that makes me howl, RGT, because you got to wonder what they... you got to wonder what Game Freak have been spending all the kids' money on for the last God knows how long, when they bang out these sort of very easy, dare I say, cheap to make Pokemon games that we buy in the millions.
Full price.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Nintendo are going to reap those benefits. It looks like PlayStation players might do.
They surprised me.
This game, I'll be honest with you, it's a piece of me. I think this looks really cool. I think you can control the dog as well through turn-based actions, while your actions are all full-action RPG interactions as you would expect. I like the look of this. Which made me interested. I think the dog, the puppy as well, looks like it's got some soul to it. I know it doesn't look fully realistic, but hey, it's got feathers for a tail, so I don't... You've got to think about what we're dealing with here. I'm quite excited for this. It's obviously, August when it comes to us, so, I think we'll see. That sort of vehicle you use
Looks really interesting that you can travel to places, and then if you control on that, that'll be fantastic. I almost put seeing that vehicle, I put that reminded me a bit of Death Stranding, where you can travel
Yes.
across. And then that was a bit when I first saw the combat, I thought, oh, it's a bit Ghosts here. But then when I saw the actual combat, I thought that's like Devil May Cry with your combos and throwing them up in the air and then holding them in the air with combinations. Looked very interesting. I think if it is in that vehicle and you can drive about, I really enjoyed Sandland for that, getting in your tank and just head off into the distance wherever you want to go.
I wondered if you were going to bring that in as a
Yeah.
comparison.
If this is that sort of game, then yeah, I'm up for this. And I'm not just saying I love every game in this.
But you are. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that because there were so many things that
there
look
were
good.
so many good things in this. I mean, I'll criticise anything that doesn't interest me. I mean, Marathon doesn't really interest me, and a couple of others. But most of
Tuck and
these,
fighting didn't really interest me.
No, Dead or Alive, I wasn't really into. But most of these, I'm like, yep. My mate texts me as well, Speedy Wheels, and he was like, a game we're going to talk about in a bit. He messaged me and said, that looks fantastic. And I said, yeah. And he said, and this, and this, and this. And I went, it's going to be an expensive year, mate. It's going to be an expensive year.
It is. Well, on that note, a game that we haven't really seen hide the hair of. In fact, some people thought it might have been vaporware for a while, but it's certainly now making sure it's coming to absolutely every single platform known to man, including the PS5. We got a little bit of a gameplay trailer. Pragmata is inching ever closer. It's due out on the 23rd of April. OG got in touch, so they played it on the Switch too and thought it was absolutely a beautiful looking game. Was a little bit confused by it, and I have to admit I agree. One thing I liked in the trailer though was not really any combat shown, and then right at the end these baby-headed robot dogs jump down.
What an old PlayStation advert.
Yeah, and instead of maybe like immediately reaching for his weapon, he did what I felt would be the right move, where he goes, "Oh my god!" And then the next scene is you him legging it, and I was like, "Yeah, do you know what? Maybe I'm into Pragmata after all. I don't necessarily want to scrap things all the time. I think people are throwing around kind of, I don't know what people are kind of saying. OG was kind of describing the combat as like a puzzle within the fight that you do." So you kind of pick them apart and you have to do it
you
a
have to find the
way.
weak points in that, I think.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
I put looks a strange story. You obviously got the AI little girl with you.
Yeah.
And I also put, as it went on through the trailer, it reminded me, I couldn't put my finger on what it reminded me of. Then I realised, because I suppose it's a little girl and a guy, I put a futuristic Last of Us.
Death Stranding vibes. There's all sorts of things going on. I can't quite pin it down. Like graphically, I suppose when PS5 first came out, it looked unbelievable. The fact now that it looks unbelievable on Switch makes me think that this game should have come out months and years ago. But
it's been in the background for a long while, hasn't it? So.
And that's no discredit to the Switch too. But
no,
yeah. Didn't think this would be on that's for sure. But, whatever you want to do. We've talked about Time Crisis, just obviously quite exciting to see the classics getting, you could quite easily bang that on PS Plus and just expect people to play it with a controller. But the fact that they're allowing you to do gyro aiming as well, I think is a big, big boon. A game that was like semi-interesting to me for a little while, then completely dull to me in another, and obviously they're chasing the co-op shooter vibe, is the Four Loop. That seemed to get quite a long, in-depth look, RGT. Thoughts on that?
First of all, I just thought four-player shooter, not for me. Then when they started breaking down that you obviously have these missions you do as a four, and then to choose your branch and route, the four of you then vote on which route to take. I thought very unique. And sometimes I think with these co-op games, they need an edge. They need something different to pull them away from everything else that's an online shooter. And I thought that looked quite interesting. I thought they're trying something different. I think it's a new way of playing online with this voting system. And I just thought it's quite unique. I think it'd be interesting. I think that could be a little bit of a popular game.
I think that maybe Four Loop and Gorilla's Horizon online game had a little switcheroo. And I think we got this instead of this in the state of play. And I'm glad for it, because there's certainly a lot more innovation
bang on, to be honest,
going on here, and there's a lot more sort of interest, I think, from the main player base.
Bring new fans in, don't upset the ones of the old fans of Horizon. So it's
just on that Horizon thing. I mean, they've gone down that sort of chillby Fortnite graphic style in a bid to lure in kids, but kids don't really care about Horizon. If they did, they'd want to play the full fat version. Kids don't want to play the kid version, do they? Let's face it. Look at Lego Horizon. Yeah, I've heard some good things about it, but it's not going to make a kid aspire to play Horizon proper, is it? And, you know, I've played a lot of Horizon, including that goddamn climbing game. So I think I'm in a pretty good position to say, like, who's this for? Kids are going to just go, yeah, that's a bit sort of try-hard. I'm just going to carry on playing Fortnite. And then people that actually like Horizon are going to look at it and go, I don't think I like Horizon that much, though, Sony. So why?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the audience is there. I really don't.
We'll find out soon as it gets sent to make me look like an idiot, as it becomes probably the best-selling game on every platform ever known to man, and Game of the Year, yeah.
And you'll put it as number one in your Ponzi's.
I will. Just try and gain back some credibility. I mean, I got sacked last week off my own project. I don't know how I've managed to get back in a week. I think I've pulled in some classic Lord Ponsonbury, deep, dark, small print secrets to reinvigorate myself with this one last chance sort of scenario, one last chance saloon. So I've pulled on my Deerstalker, and I've tried a bit harder. I've had people message in, though, that they were quite impressed with the Thomas news.
Oh, really?
Straight up. So just maybe pare it down a little bit.
I'm sure there was loads of people message you about the Thomas news. I had people message me saying, you know, take that contact cleaner away from George. So
show me that text.
Okay, I'll send it to you now.
Well, I'm going to drop down from above, dressed in black like a ninja, much like Japanese developer Acquire are doing with Yako Shinobi Ops, a new PS5 co-op game, which can be best described as Tenchu-like. Tenchu-like, but in sometimes when it pulled back a little bit, gave me like Commandos vibes, RGT. I know it isn't that game, but it had that look to it.
It did. And also, these are the guys that made Tenchu as well. So, and this is weird because over on our other show, Flashback, we talked quite a lot about Tenchu recently, and my mate, who was a massive Tenchu fan, really good at it. As soon as this came up, I sent him out and said, new Tenchu, mate, there's a new Tenchu coming. I really like this aesthetic. I like that isometric. I thought it was very good. I love that sort of stealth, stay out of the light. The way it almost looked like how they would do a CRPG with that view and the style it was, the graphics they were going for. Yeah, I think this looks really good. People have been asking for a new Tenchu for years and years and years. Technically, it's not called Tenchu, but we all know us as sort of a spiritual successor to that. So it's going to be interesting, I think. Almost sort of, I'll tell you what it did remind me of the Metal Gear Solid 1. That sort of angle and that sort of stealthiness, definitely had them vibes in there. So, yeah, interesting.
RGT, ask me what my name is.
What is your name, George?
Bond. James Bond. I was on the fence, but I tell you what, no splinters in my arse. In fact, maybe quite a few, because I jumped down so quick, so hard, and so fast when I actually managed to organise my brain around what this game actually is. RGT, I'm all in.
I knew you would be.
I'm so all in.
This is like Naughty Dog made this.
I needed to see this trailer.
And he's got a scar now. He looks a bit more rough and tumble now. Different haircuts. Are you happy with his look?
I tell you the things that made me happy. We're relaunching the Bond program. Your training is you going through the 00 program, this relaunched 00 program. I was like, right, okay, you got my interest now. And then it went in and it showed all these hard-hitting action pieces using actual gameplay, and I was like, right, this is the game we've all been needing. I know you've been trumpeting the trumpet, RGT, but I was the first person to say that 007
Seb laughed at me. I said, I think this will be a really big hit this year. And Seb laughed at me.
Look, I even have gone back to retrospectively try and pigeonhole this by playing the World Is Not Enough, all that drivel, to see, like, hang on, what makes a good Bond game? forget all that. Put that in the bin. Forget GoldenEye. Like Seb would say, let the past die. It looks like they've finally let the success of GoldenEye on a 400-year-old N64 that Cain and Abel pleaded for their dad Adam and Eve to buy them. GoldenEye's dead. That doesn't represent anything that feels like James Bond at all, really. This starts to look like it could do. I like the fact that they've hidden away that younger Bond thing with this new edgy start of the Double O program. That chilled me down 1,000%.
And they've really made him as well. You know, there's that guy who says, "Look, we remember what you done in so and so." He's a bit rogue. He's a bit rough. He doesn't do things by the book. He's a real, you know, almost bit of a rogue Bond. And I thought,
if he had a podcast, it would be unofficial, wouldn't it?
Oh, very good. I thought this looked fantastic. This is, like I say, it just looked like Naughty Dog made it. This looks very Uncharted. The climbing, the combat, the big cutscenes. I am all in day one with this. This will be a pre-order. I think. Can you pre-order yet? I don't even know if I've pre-ordered.
Yeah, I think you can. I think you can get some like DLC suits, like a Royal Navy, because in the classic literature, Bond was a Royal Navy commander, wasn't he? So I think you can get the Royal Naval Commander suit as well. Oh, if they mention that, that would be so good. This anyway. IO Interactive have worked their magic. RGT. Give us a blurb, actually. Discover a reimagined origin story as James Bond enters the Double O program as a promising young recruit. Despite his occasional recklessness, Bond's intuition, charm, and skill will push him to earn the number within His Majesty's Secret Service. Game's out on 27th of May, so you don't have long to wait, RGT, because that will rip round with all the games that we've got to jump through between now and then. Seeing as you're all fancy and free in your old Mr. JRPG now, what did you make of excuse me, what did you make of Konami coming back at it with Rev Noir?
I like the look of this. This had this sort of, when I first saw it, I was thinking sort of down the Tales series, that sort of graphically story based with the, you know, the different characters. But then when I saw the combat a bit, it did remind me a bit of Xenoblade. That sort of open world and that. And I thought I really liked another one. I really liked the look of this. Definitely worth looking at this some more. I think now I'm into that sort of game. It floats my boat a bit, I think. It looks very interesting.
Okay. It's good to know. Just a little quick one here. Stunning PS5 game, Never indie game as well, so Seb would be proud of us. Gets a prologue DLC for just $3. Word of warning, you will need Never to play that game, though, on the way in. FYI. And seeing as RGT's got his JRPG socks on, although I do believe this is more of a tactics game, if you ask me. They described it as JRPG. I would describe it as a tactical JRPG if you really want to get full nerd on it. Let's give them the name. It's Brigandine Abyss. RGT. Tell me. This is almost Fire Emblem for PlayStation gamers, and it's a game that has got its teeth all the way back in the PlayStation 1 in 1998.
Yeah, it's got that very Final Fantasy Tactics sort of Advanced Wars feel to it. I don't know a lot about these games. I'm very new to it. I've recently got Final Fantasy Tactics. I haven't played it yet. It was a present from Mrs. RGT because I've been a good boy. So I don't know a lot about these sort of games, but you could probably tell me more whether you thought they looked good. You have a bit more of a history with a tactical RPG.
Yeah, I think it looked quite good, to be honest. It's interesting. It was nice to see that it played out in the tactical board in the way that it didn't zoom you into mini fights or anything like that. It all took place on the, I don't know how many squares it is, octagonal board or whatever, but that was nice to see that it was a true tribute. I think the graphics that accompanied it around the outside are great. You never know with these things when you watch the videos. JRPGs are kind of one of the most misleading ones in terms of like, oh, I think I like the way that plays in the demo, and then you get to the game and you have like, I don't know, 80 hours or more of it, and like, I hate this.
Yeah.
So, a demo, a trailer is not a good place to decide if you like a JRPG or a tactical RPG's, battle mechanics. But this one, on the face of it, to me, looked like totally acceptable. Can't wait to find out a little bit more about it, if I'm honest with you. It's due out this year, but I have no idea when. Probably if it comes out at the back end of the year, it'd be a nice little palate cleanser, but I'd imagine it being quite a beefy meal. But got some infinite replayability in it as well, I think I remember from the either the blurb or the trailer. So that could stay in the rotation ad infinitum, RGT. So that covers off, I believe, everything that there was mentioned at the State of Play. As I say, the internet consensus was it was a bloody good effort. I think my consensus was it was a bloody good effort, but may I say, PlayStation, you bloody needed it.
Well, we've been speaking off air this week, and you said to me, look, we'll do the State of Play this week, blah, 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 but it needs to be good. Sony need this to be good.
They do. And
I didn't hold out a lot of hope, to be honest. But I'll tell you what, I gave it, I've put down here at the end of my notes, I put brilliant variety for everything from survival horror, tactical RPGs, JRPGs, stealth games, remakes, new IPs. I thought brilliant variety, really good games. I thought it was a nice, long State of Play, but never boring. There was a bit for everyone in there, and I put 9 out of 10. So that's
strong. I mean,
that is strong.
I would say through the lens of last time they cropped up, they tried to launch a set of desktop speakers for your table setup for your PlayStation area. I was nervous, I'll be honest with you.
They were getting a bit hardware heavy for a while there, weren't they?
A bit hardware heavy, a little bit too lost on their own smoke. I think they kind of forgot what they do. I think they've kind of remembered now that they make the video game consoles and they need to put games on said video
You can imagine
console.
them sitting there saying, right, they've got earbuds, they've got a new Pulse headset, they've got the DualSense, the Pro version, the Edge one, they've got the PS5 Slim, the PS5 Pro. Hang on, they've got nothing to put in it.
We've got the Portal.
Oh, God, we make games.
Yeah.
Oh, God, get some games out quick.
Oh, but Jeff, I've just come up with a food liquidizer, so they don't need to move. Just put food straight in the mouth. We've done the white and black aesthetic. It looks great. Look, put cheeseburger in it. Oh, that is good, Brian.
Get 2 weeks down the line, we'll do the Galaxy colours, and then we'll do a God of War one.
But then we'll bring out the Pro version that none of those covers fit.
I knew you were going to bring that up. You still hate that, didn't you?
They're scum.
Yeah. New side plates, apart from if you got a Pro.
Absolute turds. And they only hurt the ones that love them more. They try to love them.
Do you know
the
what
most.
that is? You know what will happen? PS6 will come out. And you'll pre-order your PS6. You'll have it 2 months, and they'll say new plates for the PS5 Pro.
Oh, they
don't need them now.
Well, to be fair, mate, I'll be wondering if I need a PS6 at this rate.
Yes.
Listen, a really great showing.
Really good.
Not to overhype it, but I think they came good when they needed to, and they showed the right kind of games, and they showed the right kind of emotional intelligence of a Sony that we haven't seen for a while. Like I say, soft dumping the Guerrilla MMO was a wise move. I think how they framed up this entire State of Play was done in the right way.
Really well done.
With the PlayStation Studios logo straight out the gates.
Yes.
As soon as I heard that noise, I was like, okay, I am willing, I'm ready to be hurt again. But I wasn't. So, yeah, all in all, RGT, a great episode. I think if there's more discussions to be had, get in the Discord, email us at questions@unofficialcontrollerpodcast.com, or if you are a boomer dinosaur, you're probably going to jump on like Instagram or Twitter and try and communicate us through the method of whatever it is on there. You can find us on there. We also know that we're probably too old to be on TikTok or any of that sort of gizmos, but you will find us on YouTube, RGT, with a full back catalogue of 300 some odd episodes. If you're finding us here now, thumbs up to you. Thank you. New viewer, because we're a video show first now. Although, does that mean we put the video out on Monday and the audio listeners get the audio on the Wednesday? Or is that disrespecting the hardcore listeners and we need to give them the audio on the Monday? Although we've now committed to this new Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday structure.
You've even confusing me now. Just stick to how it is.
All right, well, thank you for your patience. And if you've waited this long to see a grown man talking about kids' toys, fair play to you, because that's what the UCP is. Two grown men that should know better talking and getting excited about games that your 14-year-old should be, really. But hey, that's a gaming podcast for you. The show is free. It'll always be free. We also do another show, which is absolutely free, called Flashback. That's got more of a nostalgic twinge to it, where we plunge deep into a magazine of the era. If it's 1993, RGT will pull on his, let's face it, rubber gloves and dig through a fetid pile, really, of decaying gaming matter. And don't forget, these magazines were probably in the hands of teenage boys. These magazines had various numbers in the back of them. So, you can imagine the condition they're in. I can say that here because Flashback's a little bit more family friendly. I don't know why we decided that, but we did.
Thank God.
But anyway, RGT's crawled through these dirty magazines and he's pulled out 3 of the hottest news items from that year. So let's say it's 1993. He's delved deep and probably pulled out some 32X news.
And a month of that year as well.
Yeah, the whole
month, yeah.
And we talk about the games that would have been out and the games that are coming out in the usual UCP fashion. There may even be, if you're listening to this and you're like, I love the UCP, and you're like, but I miss the Ray. Well, the Ray now lives over on Flashback.
Yeah, he certainly does.
So if you want to slice the Ray, and let's face it, you love video games, you might as well learn about the history of them. And if you don't know about that yet, then maybe get involved on Flashback. Yes. That's free. It'll always be free. Everything is free. The YouTube is free. All of it's free. We ask one thing, though. We give you so much, but we ask one thing for you to like or subscribe to the show on whatever platform you find it on. We need more subs on YouTube. We're awesome on audio, but we look pathetic on video. I know we've got faces for radio. That's why we've hidden away on audio shows for all these 7, 8 years now, RGT.
7 years, yeah.
But give the guys a chance.
Yes, give us a like, give us a sub on YouTube.
Seen some great reviews recently, by the way. Bryn Diesel, I messaged you on Instagram independently, and I'm only a year late to seeing your review on iTunes, so thank you. We had another one as well. I don't quite know who that is, but, get in touch. We want to thank you if you can let us.
Reviews make a big difference. I know.
Big.
I know every show says it, but just having a couple of new reviews come in, even if it's just short, saying fantastic show this week. UCP's awesome. Putting it on there, that really helps with us getting seen. So
they say you shouldn't give listeners too many things to do, but we're in so many places with so many things going on. You just need to sit down and listen to us for a second, so we could tell you how to help us, to help you, to help each other, to help everybody. Because we've got a fantastic Discord. We're seeing a few new members join recently, which is great. You don't have to do anything in there. You can come in like a Viking. You can raid the download section, get yourself a new phone background, wallpaper, print it to a t-shirt of your own if you want to. I don't care. RGT doesn't care. Make yourself happy. Get Fat, Dumb and Happy in there. Have a look what people are talking about. Have a look at people's screenshots.
And also...
see what RGT's dog looks like.
Yes, that's on there. Also, check out our website, which is now easier to find. We have sorted out the Google search, so just type in Unofficial Controller Podcast, and within the first 2 or 3, you'll see unofficialcontrollerpodcast.com. Jump on there. That is being tuned and added to daily. So
if you like the UCP but you don't want to deep dive on the Discord, then I tell you what, this is the methadone of the UCP, although it's a great destination in itself. It's got everything you can imagine. It's got RGT's hidden gems, show transcripts, bios of all the hosts, apart from OG. We need to fix that. I don't know how. I'll provide the picture. I'll provide the blurb.
Yes. But yeah, there's everything is on there, from classic episodes, which is a new bit on there, from our challenge accepted, which Digital Monkery does, our monthly challenges, good bit of fun high score challenge, which at the moment is Tetris, to our Gen 7 playthroughs, everything is on there, and we're building as we go, and we keep adding stuff, and we take in bits from our loyal audience who say, oh, I'd like this on there, like that on there, and Captain's been building it up for us and doing a fantastic job. So it's constantly
Really good. Thank
evolving,
you.
but it's a fantastic site. So definitely check out the unofficialcontrollerpodcast.com.
Yeah. With all that said and done, we give you all that free gratis, and we love doing it. But RGT, from as little as £3 a month, and that you could argue is nothing. It's nothing. You wasted more than that on that thing you bought the other day off eBay that turned up that was garbage. They had to bin and not tell the wife. If you're going to hide things from your partner, you might as well be the sub to this show. Get it done.
Exactly.
If you're a kid listening to this, Dad'll never see this money come out of his account. It's £3. And if he does, he'll be paranoid that it's one of those late night subs he attached to or an OnlyFans he shouldn't have clicked. So you'll be safe at $3.
Yeah.
He'll be more interested to find out where he downloads the shots. Send him my face, looking disapproving at him, but also grateful for his money. I don't know. That almost looks like I'm giving him a tickle. This is a video show now, RGT.
I know, that's why I'm trying to move this on a bit.
Well, we're going to move it on by talking about our fantastic supporters.
Yes.
So one of the perks from as little as $3 is your name read out on the show. Of course, we're the UCP, so I don't think it's just going to be read out normally, I'm afraid.
No, it doesn't tend to be, does it? So, do you
Burst
want me
out
to
the
start?
gates.
Oh, no, you're starting this week, are you?
I don't know what to do anymore. You are the master manipulator as far as this is concerned.
If you want to start, you go right ahead, young man. Or do you want me to start?
I just genuinely, right, I will take it on the chin because I think I proved last week that Zangief is nothing to me. The person means a lot to me, but the action, I've done it that many times now, I feel like a porno performer. It's nothing to me. It's baseless. It feels empty.
Right.
That's what you've done to it.
I don't know what I've done to it.
No. Take some ownership for your actions. You forced it upon me.
Let's just be saying you're lucky to be sitting where you're sitting, so just behave. You're on your final warning. So just be careful.
Let me tell you one of my favourite quotes, and it's this. Revenge is a dish best served cold, RGT. And I shall find you. I shall hunt you down. And I shall kill you. I want to thank...
I don't think I was expecting that ending. But...
Genuinely and seriously.
So if George does a solo next week, he did it. So
I was all for you doing a solo this week, trying to explain your actions.
That's not my actions. That's the actions of the committee. You know,
I do my best work when controlled by a shady third party. Let me thank Captain Scarlet for his hard work and all the things he's doing behind the scenes. I see you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. Thank you for what you're doing, your hard work and diligence. The website looks, heck, I never thought it'd get off the ground. For it to be looking this good, feels like a miracle, to be honest with you.
When I started doing the website, I just thought, I have bitten off way more than I can chew here. And I just thought, I'm not going to cope with this.
To be honest, the way you've dealt with the whole website thing, I think, was the making of you.
Thank you.
I think you very quickly assessed that it was outside of your capabilities and tried to palm it off into anyone it would stick to.
I thought a compliment was coming there.
Wasn't that a compliment?
I spent a year trying to do it, and then was offered the help from Captain, I might add. And then within 3 weeks, he'd built this thing that I could never have built. So, yeah, well done, Captain. Absolutely brilliant. And I realised I don't know.
While I'm here, I just want to say I've seen your comment come through on YouTube, Retro Ed, so thank you. And while I'm here, I'm also going to thank the One Man George fan club for his love, his dedication to me. I see you hanging on my every word, sir. It's not healthy, but I love you for it. I shouldn't, but I do. You follow me up on Avatar. I let you down. I don't want it to become a regular thing, Carlos. So thank you very much for what you do.
Are you just carrying on now, or are you?
Yeah, I might as well, because we haven't done an advert for him a while that he can... I've noticed that he's not clipped up or used any of our ads, so I'm hoping this one hits the mark.
Hmm.
If you're thinking of investing in the stock market at any point in time in your life or career, it's a dangerous place. It's a place filled with danger where you can see your life savings eviscerate in 2 button clicks of the mouse. Well, there's a safe white knight that's going to help you and guide you through all those experiences and make you a profitable return on the outside. Working's for losers. Let firm returns make you a winner.
From Tramp to Trump in a week.
Firm Returns Financial Services, available on X.
Are you carrying on, or did you want me to join in? Or
Yeah, so I'm going to do Silverhook Contact Cleaner, available everywhere, and also Trestles, New York.
Fantastic. Yes, thank you, Trestles, long-time supporters.
Thank you, Silverhook.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Thank you for giving George...
Inspiration.
Inspiration, that's a good way of putting it. I was going to say fogginess, but no inspiration. It's fogginess to us, inspiration to you.
Yeah, listen, when you don't even know what show you're recording anymore...
And you kept calling me Tim.
Well, that is your name, isn't it? I've worked with you a long time now. You've never corrected me.
I don't correct you. If I had to start correcting you, that'd be a long show.
Get on with it, Timothy.
Oh God! Next up, we have the
Timus.
wonderful roast.
May I call you Tomothy?
Tomothy. Dear me.
I guess that's your full name, is it?
No. Next up,
what is the long form of Tom?
Oh my God!
What's the long form of Tom if it's not Tomothy?
Don't be thick. It's Thomas. And only my mum calls me now.
Okay, I'm probably just going to call you Tom.
Okay, it seems weird you calling me Tom. That don't sound right. You never call me Tom.
Okay, what would you like me to call you?
You
Daddy?
call me RGT.
Oh, okay, right.
Daddy? This is face. Anyway, Roast Space Monk, thank you very much.
Oh, look how you quickly move that on. Yeah.
I did, yeah.
Shady devil.
Oh, am I carrying on? Right. Bada Bingster, Italian Stallion, thank you very much as always. And thanks for all your help you do with graphics and artwork for various of my hidden gems. So
grazie mille, Bada Bingster. Why don't you say grazie mille to him?
Grazie mille, Bada Bingster. Grazie mille.
Prego.
I don't know what that means. Next up, we have the wonderful Tingle Tuner. Still got the best collection I've ever seen. Absolutely curated to perfection.
I'm going to chuck this out there. I actually think he's probably got the finest left nipple ever seen on a man since Michelangelo's David.
No, I agree with that, without a doubt. Next up, we have...
Let's get quizzical. Let's get quizzical.
It's got so many theme tunes because he's also
he's in the leotard now, full
Winchester boys.
Hey, ain't that anymore?
Oh, well, that's that artwork gone. I was cancelled the t-shirts. Digital Monkery, the man who does.
All right, he's a goddamn Winchester boy. We ain't got the budget to flip flop every week. He's getting quizzical though.
He does the challenges, absolutely brilliant. Always there working away behind the scenes. So thank you, Digital Monkery.
Okay, a man who's got a lifetime subscription to Noir, Spald Border.
Thank you, my friend. Next up, we have the Sheriff of the Discord.
Yeah,
he's always in the background. He might not comment for a few days, but he's watching. And
he watches. You. He's watching you watch him watch you.
Yeah. And if there's a little slip out of line, boom.
Do you know what's weird? I found out that the other day I was watching Boba do something on Discord, but he was watching me on another screen. And what's weirder than that is Digital Monkery had a camera set up where he was watching us both. Do you know the weird thing is? I imagine Boba, the guy with the stick at a GTA 5 who hacks everything with all the screens. That's like Boba's room when he's watching the Discord. He has a Discord room of all the screens. And he's watching everyone. He's hacked every camera. He's watching everyone type on Discord. That's what it feels like to be a fly
Well, I nearly put a curse word the other day, and I hadn't even pressed the letter, and I got a private message from him. Don't you dare. So I just deleted back the rest of the word. He knows. He watches.
I think he secretly gets off on it.
He has a lot of power.
In his thrust.
Anyway, next up we have your red-headed stepson, Ginge. Thank you again, Ginge. Who's probably, I think we're going for 250 platinums in a year.
He's that strong.
I think he's going to get 200 of them.
Mate, he's that strong that as a child, he sucked his pacifier inside out, right? And then it pulled back with such force, it shot out and killed a family member. Aunt Susan.
Poor Aunt Susan. Next up,
F's in the chat, friends.
Lord of Darkness himself, Harvey Retro. Keep watching his little catalogue look-throughs on YouTube.
There's nothing better, to be honest. This
superb.
What are you doing on YouTube if you're not watching Harvey Retro? Look at Argos catalogue.
Oh, superb.
Nothing. What is it? Enigmatic Rewind, Enigmatic Productions? I don't know where it is. He comes up for me automatically, so I don't know exactly what to press.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's Enigmatic Productions, I think. Sorry,
you got to love it.
It's brilliant because me and
I
Mr.
just
LGT
love
sit there and watch
him.
it, almost like virtually circling. I'd have had that. I'd wanted that. I want big tracks. I want this. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
He's just such an appealing man. He's got this youthful enthusiasm that's so infectious that, I don't know, he's magical, this Harvey Retro. He's got a magical edge to him. Someone else who's magical, Emma Sharp.
Yes, without a doubt. Thank you, Emma, as always.
Thank you, Emma. I'll tell you what. I think we might have worked out where Greg is, you know.
Yes, where?
He's in a Zeppelin above us as we speak. Forever in the skies.
Oh.
Forever skies.
I do like that.
Nowhere near Berlin.
Oh, that's got me excited. Unfortunately, I've now gone into the next one, which is Mumsy. Thank you, Mumsy.
It's nice to see you've perked up for her.
That was unfortunate.
Up next, I get the glory of announcing in the RGT fan club. Thank you to all of you. Frugal members. What's his name? Old money man on telly. He'd be proud of the money.
Who's that? Martin Lewis.
He'd love the RGT fan club.
They do watch Martin Lewis, Mum and Dad, so that's probably why they done it. But thanks, Mum, Dad. But I say, they're on pensions, mate. Have a bit of respect.
Next, a man who Ginge attempted to murder as a child. They were both children at the same time, and Pete and Ginge were very equal in strength. But
it was like the unstoppable force versus the immovable object.
Yeah. Ginge knew his strength with the suckability of a pacifier, and we had gone to the local, I would call, gypsy fair. You know, they come once in a while and they put up some rides, not particularly safe. They say to you, oh, it's £1 a ride, you give them a tenner, you ask for your change, they just deny that you ever even existed as a human being. You know, those kind of cats. We were there anyway, and Ginge whinged for one of those oversized red hard candy dummies, and I was like, yeah, go on then, boy, you can have this. Anyway, he sucks on this thing. Boom. Damn near turned his face white. He sucked that hard. He sucked all the blood out of his lips. Anyway, you can imagine the sort of suction force and vacuum pressure. He just sort of poof, out it came. Now, quicker than the human eye could see, but not quicker than Pete Brocklehurst could react. He just deflected it. Bam. Now, this thing, he deflected it. Not a mark on his hand. Smashed off the vicar. Glancing blow. Bleeding. A bit like Trump. Dinged off the top of the strongman bell. You know, bing. So that was a bit of a moment. Bing. Boof. Landed in the apple bob. Ginge just whipped it out, carried on.
Can you just do something for me? Can you just make sure the lid is on your contact cleaner? I've got a feeling the lid's come off.
To be honest, season one was way more wild than that.
Next up, we have the.
So that was thanks to Pete
wonderful-
Brocklehurst.
Yes, thanks, Pete Progress.
Why was that such out? Why was that? You liked that story?
You had me on the edge of laughter quite a few times. Then I had to hold in. Just a little ginge with the suction power of holding one of them massive hard-boiled dummies. To his lips down, but fired it out and hit the vicar. Jeez.
The glancing blow, though, because if it hadn't been glancing blow, it'd be dead.
Yeah, it'd decapitated him. That'd
Yeah.
been it. Next up, we have Billy Marmite. Thank you again, Billy. I believe you left a review the other week, so thank you very, very much indeed. So much appreciated.
Billy Marmite left a review.
I think it was him. Yeah, it said from Billy, so I think it was Billy Marmite. So
Thank you, Billy.
thank you, Billy.
Be more like Billy.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah,
If we had a million Billies, we could probably retire.
that'd be nice. That would be nice.
And those million Billies are only paying $3. It's nothing.
A million Billies. God, that's a rolls off the tongue. Right.
Next week, if we have to read out Billy Marmite a million times and then Fat Zangief, actually, I'd be happy. Be the longest podcast ever, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be a long podcast. But yes, and finally, we have
How do you want it? Oh, you're taking it.
Zen.
That was aggressive. That's something.
Oh, I felt aggressive then.
PGA Tour 12, you actually have a caddy, and he even has that. He has the little tabard on, and it sort of wibbles in the wind, and it's got your name on the back of it. I don't know why I brought that up because it was relevant to your Fat Zangief.
But very.
There's something he says. Oh, damn it. Anyway, what are you hoping to play?
Like I say, Rebirth will be ticking away in the background. I must get back on Infamous. I want to get that done.
Oh, aye.
I was really enjoying that. I'll be playing
Seek.
some more. Be playing some more
You'll double cross
Art of
him, dog.
Rally.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's really enjoyable. Just sort of quite calm and especially when you're doing the free roam, collecting all the extras and getting the trophies. I'm really
I might have to
enjoying
get
that,
it on
so-
PS5, you know. or
Oh, here we
Xbox.
go. Oh, and on PS5 now.
Why? I hope that was picked up on camera because I just want to know what I did or said that was so egregious to you that made you do that. Like, what was it?
I just couldn't resist when you
I've
said,
got
"Oh,
my
I
arm
might
in
have to get on
sleeve.
PS5 now." So I just had to go childish mode and go.
I just want to be able to play it properly.
No, it's definitely worth getting it on PS5. The
I
triggers.
just
are
want to be able to
brilliant.
feather the controls, dude. That's it.
I didn't think they would have put the adaptive triggers in for more of an indie game, but they have.
You don't even need the adapted triggers. You just need triggers.
Oh, they have done it well, though. It's good fun. It's great fun game.
Looking
yeah.
forward. Okay, I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, I've been picking up a few more games on PS3. I won't be starting them yet, but it's a few that have triggered my interest. I've been collecting the Tales games on PS3, which I've been showing you.
I'm missing more than you think.
Yeah, I think I've got 4 now, but I think the Tales games are really weird because they released in a lot of different regions, different games. So as PAL ones, I think there's about 5, I think 6 on the PS3. So
I think so.
yeah.
I only pick them up if I see them. I have never gone out my way to get them.
They're really
kind of
cheap, really, really cheap. So I
They're
think
kind of my. If I see it, I'm like, oh, I'll get that. But now I don't know which ones I've got anymore, so it gets a bit confusing.
Yeah, I got Tales of Grace's F. I think it was £6, and it's mint condition as well.
Like you say, they're not expensive, but they're really good.
Yeah, decent games. And you had the Tales of Symphonia one, didn't you, as well? Which I've got the steelbook version of that on the Switch, but I haven't got the PS3 one, so I'll have to get that next, I think.
What other ones are on the Switch? Are they all on there?
No, I don't think so. Well, not as physical copies. I'm not quite sure. I know they done the remaster for the Tales of Symphonia one, and that was like it went really cheap, really quick. So I got a brand new steel tin for that for £11. I still remember paying £11 on Amazon for that. So
I just don't know why it's so lost on people as a series.
They've made a lot of them, and Namco as well. So
I think that there was one on PS4, I think it was, or was it PS5?
Now they've done Tales of Arise on PS5 and Xbox.
That's it. That's
I've got the
quite
Series
nice.
X version of that. Yeah, that's a good game. And they also done on PS4. They done Tales of that was that sort of purpley cover, wasn't it?
No, I don't
What
know.
was
Anyway,
it?
what else are you playing before we get lost down the rabbit hole?
That'll be pretty much it, I believe.
Okay, well, I'm going to probably try and play a little bit more Need for Speed The Run, a bit more God of War Son of Sparta. Probably
Berseria.
more.
Sorry, Tales of Berseria PS4.
That's it.
Yep.
Probably a little bit more. I totally forgot what I was going to say now. Son of Sparta,
Any more Watch Dogs?
maybe not. I might give it one more go. I might. I need to get back on Space Marine. Carlos reminded me it's great. It is great. He's right. The only thing that puts me off, I don't know if it changes through the first one. I can't really remember, but I don't like the orcs as much as I see, the whatever they're called. I've forgotten the names now. That you see that you fight in the second game. You've got the second one, haven't you?
No.
Space Marine 2.
No, I hadn't. No.
Oh, what are they called? The whatever they're called anyway. The Tyranids. They come in, it's more alien-like, it's more feverish, it's kind of what I want. The orcs, they've got a bit of intelligence to them. And I know that's extreme to say an orc, but they have. And they're not in the kind of fluid streams that you see in the second game as well. One's still great, is brutal as all hell, and it's fun. And if you like the sort of Warhammer 40k lore, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on generally with Space Marines that just if you lift up the lid, you're like, oh, that is dark. So it appeals to me. I think that might be it. If this weekend I won the Masters in Tiger Woods 12 using the Move controller, I would consider that a success.
And your ceiling's intact.
And my ceiling's still up. Yeah. Yeah, and I've not knocked out any family members or thrown the Move through the TV because I haven't got any of the safety dangles on it. Yeah, I don't think they've got any. So I'm fighting naked. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I think it'll be fine.
Yeah,
just don't get too sweaty.
No, exactly. Otherwise, you might have a bit of a ginge dummy incident on your hands.
Yeah. We can't lose another ant.
No.
We've only got another 30 or 40 left of them, so, they're an endangered species. RGT, is there any more housekeeping that you want to touch on? A single tuner, get yourself, just pick a T-shirt, because we're going to thrust it upon you.
Yes. I've messaged him and just said, look, George really wants you to have a T-shirt. Just, if you want a flashback one or something like that.
Look, if you want to use it as a rag, I'm cool with it, but you're getting it.
So let me know which one you want and size, and I'll get that sent to you. Pretty much that, I think. Like I say, any questions at unofficialcontrollerpodcast.com. Check out the website, www. We don't need to put that now, unofficialcontrollerpodcast.com. Check us out. I'm on Instagram, Richard Gamer Thomas. Check out the show on Instagram. Any messages you want, like if you want a link to the Discord, let us know, and you can jump on there and come and join in. Great bunch of people on there, great bunch of gamers, bit for everyone from retro to everything. So yeah, really good fun. But other than that, no, I think that's it, to be honest.
Short and tall, fat and thin.
Yeah, like me.
Okay, well, yeah, like us all. So all we have time for this week, listeners. Always thank you for your time. We'll look forward to the pleasure of speaking to you again next week. Until then, happy gaming, and remember, there's nothing wrong with being given the unofficial controller. It's what you do with it that counts. See you, everyone. Thanks, RGT.
Laters.